Probably if you've been watching me for a while, you've seen me pushing an idea of investment called money market fund. And I know perhaps in your head you've been asking yourself, why does this guy push this thing? What's the good thing about it? And by the way, I would like to know how safe is my money and all those kind of things. Now, today is the video. This is what our video, we call it, why money market fund is the safest way of investment. And I think that you should pick it as of now and go ahead with it and you can be able to invest. You know, sometimes it feels bad. I was actually reading some magazine in Kenya, not actually magazine, but newspaper, Financial Times and Business Daily and what have you. And I realized one thing: most of the people who have invested on the foreign or the shares and stocks in Kenya are actually foreign people. That's a video for a different day. But for now, we are talking about why money market fund is actually safest investment that you can ever have in this country called Kenya and any other country out there. All right. Now, the point is this. Let's have an agreement. I love to have an agreement even before starting our video. For the next 14 minutes, I share valuable information to you or with you, and they promise me now that you're gonna go ahead and subscribe and like the video. That's the deal. Sign that paper, we get started. Thank you. So subscribe to the YouTube channel and make sure that you like the video. Let's get into the business now. Here we are. The point number one, what makes money market be one of the safest areas of investment? It is because of something called diversification. Diversification. What do you diversify on? To diversify, one thing if you didn't know, money market fund by law, they are supposed to invest in, let's say, 3 areas. There are more than 3, but let's just say 3 areas, okay? One area that they're supposed to invest on is something called T-bills or the treasury bills, okay? Treasury bills. The other area that they're supposed to invest on, which is safe and secured, is the area called the FDS or the fixed deposit. And the third area where they invest is an area called the commercial paper, okay? Commercial paper. This is simply a document used by the companies to secure security. Security is the world of finance, means money. When they want to get, basically how they get the loans and what have you is called the commercial paper. They can as well invest on bonds, okay, and many other things. Let's just pick those 3 areas. These are very safe areas. Fixed deposit, where you fix your money in a bank account, they also fix there, but their fixed deposit is different from your fixed deposit. There is something called highly negotiated fixed deposit and from a normal deposit, because you might be like, okay, fine, but Joseph, I know fixed deposit gives me 7%. Where are they getting the 13% to give? There are 2 different types of fixed deposit. Yeah, the way they can negotiate with the bank is different from the way you can negotiate with the bank. Okay, now T-bills, of course, this is lending government cash, and of course, this is that area that is quite very, very stable. Another thing, can you imagine this? The reason why I'm saying it's safe is because of diversification. When you invest your 100K, you are getting all this in one basket. You've just invested in a money market fund. Guess what happens now? The money goes into all those areas. And you cannot tell me all these things can collapse at the same time. No. Bills cannot be there, FDS is there, commercial paper is there, bonds is there. You get what I'm saying? So it's a different kind of a thing. So you invest on one thing, it gives you, it actually solves you the hassles and bustles of going to the bills, the bonds, the FDS, the bonds, the whatever. You get what I'm saying? So it kind of just gives you a single platform where you get everything. It's like having killing or 2 birds with single stone. So diversification is that area that actually money market fund is so good at, and that's why it makes it one of the best areas of investment and the safest area to invest. Number 2, you find money market fund have something called, they are regulated by a body called CMA. For those who come from Kenya, this is what we call the Capital Market Authority of Kenya. Okay, now CMA, this is a body that is actually mandated with its own powers and what have you. You can just say it's called Capital Market Authority, meaning it has its own powers. So you cannot just show up from nowhere and purport to offer money market fund. You ought to actually be you must actually adhere to the rules and regulation of the Capital Market Authority of Kenya. It's like the way we usually have banks in a country. For example, if you go to America, all the banks in America are controlled by the Reserve, the Federal Reserve. If you come to Kenya, we have the central bank. I don't know what you have in your country. So the central bank controls other banks. Other banks apart from the Central Bank of Kenya are called commercial banks. And what they do, they are controlled or regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya. Have you ever heard of something called the fractional reserve? We're going to talk about that later. So money market funds are controlled by or regulated by, I think the term to regulate is far much better than controlled, are regulated by CMA, Capital Market Authority of Kenya. This is to ensure that they adhere to the rules and regulation. Where the money market fund, they're supposed to invest in these areas. So if your company is investing in different areas than this, Therefore, that is not really a money market fund. That's a different area because it's subjecting you to a little bit of a riskier environment. But for example, in a money market fund, by the way, it's a money market fund. It's just a single unit under the umbrella called mutual fund. Under that umbrella, we have the balance fund. A balance fund is different from money market fund. We have equity fund, we have bond fund. Those are a little bit riskier compared to the money market fund, right? So when you say it's about money market fund, ought to be regulated by this, and this is where they invest. All right, hope I'm making sense when I talk about that, because some people say, hey, you know what, I was approached by a company, they invest, I don't know, in commodities, they invest in real estate, and then they're telling me that is a money market fund, they invest on metals, is it a money market fund? So the moment they don't invest in these areas, then that is not a money market fund. That's a different kind of an investment package, because when we say about money market fund, it falls under what we call the low risk investment. Iwinjo. We go to the point number 3 rather. The point number 3, money market fund, they usually have what we call the trustees and custodians. Okay, this is another requirement that money market fund must have. When we say a trustee, let's say for example here we have I'm not going to use a specific, I'm not going to use any money market fund as an example. Let's call a money market fund A. This money market fund A must have a custodian on this side. For example, a money market fund A can have a bank called X as a trustee, and on the other side, the money market fund A has a trustee, a bank called X, meaning a bank called X is a trustee of this money market fund, and then a bank called Y is a custodian of this money market fund. What does it mean? Let's say this money market fund is a non-bank money market fund, for example, because we have two sets of money market funds. We have the bank-based money market fund and the non-bank money market fund. Let's say this money market fund is a non-bank money market fund. So what happens, once you send the money does not stay with this money market fund. Money goes to the custodian bank. And this bank Y, it's a independent institution. It's a bank, a totally independent institution regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya. So money is here. And then before they may decide to take that money and invest, they make sure that the trustee is aware of what is happening with the account of, for example, if this company collapses, if it's not in existence, the collapses, money is not with them, money is in this bank. So you can be able to get back your money. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it becomes a bit hard for you to actually lose money with a money market fund. I hope I explained it better when you use the terms of the custodian, the trustees, and what have you. So they do not keep the money in their coffers. They keep that money with the custodian. So if they realize that the money market fund is collapsing, what they do, they acquire the asset where this money market fund has and what have you. The money is safe. They can be able to refund back money to the guys, even if this company does not have in existence. Or what they need to front is the people who have invested, their track record, the amount of money they have invested, and then they can be able to pay back guys that money. I hope I made that a little bit fair to you. We go to the next one, okay? The next one is to, the next part or where makes money market fund actually safer is what we call the liquidity. The liquidity in this sense simply means you can access your money at any given time. That aspect of accessing your money at any given time gives you safe or gives you security of your cash. Because, hey, I need my money now. Fine, you can get it. You get what I'm saying? So that liquidity is an amazing way to actually ensure that, for example, let's say you fix your money, they tell you the earliest you can get your money is 5 years. What if something happens in between? You cannot be able to access your money. What if you sense there is something like a backlash in terms of economies and whatever? You can get your money and do something that you want. So that accessibility and the liquidity. And I think this I should give it like a term like they're not rigid, they're kind of flexible. You know, you can withdraw your money at any given time. You can deposit at any given time. They're not restrictive, like each and every month you have to deposit and what have you. No, you can actually deposit today, withdraw next week, deposit after 3 months, deposit after 1 year, withdraw. I mean, you can just do anything that you want. They're supposed to keep you liquid. That makes money market fund one of the areas whereby we can say it is actually safe and secured, and you can be able to do something as far as your cash is concerned. So how about you check the point number 5, which is the last one. The point number 5 is actually they usually have what we call the track record. You know, track record. You know, always check that money market fund that you want to invest with, you know, its track record. How long have they been in the business? What is the, you know, what we call, how do people rate that company? and all those kind of things. So in Kenya, I'm going to refer Kenya, except one money market fund, of which I won't mention the name, had a little bit of a glitch somewhere. We've never experienced anything since independence, like collapsing, like people losing money and what have you, you know. So that track record actually tells you it's an area that you can actually invest your cash, take it from point of investment. And again, the other thing that I can be able to add as an extra point is that all the financial institutions are actually intertwined. I think I'll make a whole video explaining to you guys how they are intertwined. Because people tell me I won't invest my money because I don't trust this government. And that money that you have in a bank has already been invested because of this you call the fractional reserve. So either way, you're not, it's saying I won't risk my money, you take it and risk it for me. So the issue is this, come on guys. These things, it becomes very safe and secured. If something is not that safe, I always tell you, I try the best that I can to make sure that whatever I post on these videos, again, I'm not perfect, but what I try to, or what I post on these videos are actually safe and secured areas where you can be able to invest. Now, those are 4 or rather 5 areas or 5 reasons, justifiable reasons why money market fund is the safest area to invest your cash, and actually you can be able to grow yourself rather than having the traditional way of investing under you, or rather saving under your mattresses. Come on, check on this, you know, check on these areas and you can be able to earn something and grow yourself to the next level. So tell me that you gained a value out of this video. Go ahead and do something, subscribe, and make sure that you like the video, comment on the comment section. And if you'd like to have a booklet about money market fund, I have a booklet that I have written. It has all the information about money market fund. You can actually grab that number of mine from the description of this video. You can get a copy. It's only 280 Kenyan shillings. You get a soft copy. You don't have like waiting the shipping and what have you. It's just soft copy sent to your WhatsApp, and you get that copy. You get all the information. Some of the information that I haven't shared here. For example, examples of the best money market fund that you can be able to invest in Kenya and how to go about it, because I know that question has not been answered. And again, if you don't need the booklet, you need to talk to me. Same number can be used as well, or email can be used as well. Shoot me an email or a text. We can be able to have a conversation as far as the investments are concerned. That's good, Joseph speaking, and this is what I do. And if you like what I do, then be a member of this channel by make sure that you turn that notification bell. See you there.